Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into something absolutely crucial for our democracy, making sure your voter registration is active, accurate, and ready to go in Arizona. You know, your voice really does matter, but to make sure it's heard loud and clear at the ballot box, we've got to make sure we're navigating the proper channels.
So let me ask you, are you absolutely sure you're registered to vote in Arizona right now? You're probably thinking, well, yeah, of course I am. I registered years ago. But here's the thing. Everyday life events, they can silently impact your eligibility. Like, have you moved recently? Maybe changed your name? Or honestly, maybe you just haven't voted in the last couple of election cycles. These totally normal life changes can actually shift your registration status without you even realizing it.
And that brings us to a very important number, 29. This is exactly why you really can't afford to wait until the last minute. In Arizona, state law mandates a strict 29-day deadline. That means you literally have to be registered or get your updated info submitted no later than 29 days before Election Day to be eligible for that specific election. It definitely creates a real sense of urgency. Honestly, taking just 5 minutes today could literally save your vote next month.
So here's our agenda for today's explainer. First, why check your registration? Second, how to actually check your status. Third, some common issues and scenarios. Fourth, maintaining your voter record. And finally, where to get official help. All right, let's jump straight into section 1, why check your registration.
Okay, so we need to demystify a piece of jargon that honestly causes a lot of panic, and that is inactive status. If you look up your record and see the word inactive, seriously, take a deep breath. It does not mean you can't vote. You are still legally registered. What it actually means is just that official election mail sent to your address was returned to the county as undeliverable. Because of that little hiccup, the state suspends you from the active early voter list, so you just won't automatically receive mail-in ballots or sample ballots anymore. That's it. Let's actually walk through the timeline of a voter record, just to see how quickly doing nothing can escalate. On day 0, your election mail is returned undelivered. Simple enough. But within 21 days, so about 3 weeks, the county recorder sends a follow-up notice trying to reach you. Now, if you don't respond to that notice within 35 days, you're officially moved to inactive status. And here is the kicker. If you sit on that inactive list for 4 years, which is basically 2 consecutive federal election cycles without voting or updating your info, your registration is permanently canceled by the county.
Moving right along to section 2, how to check your status. The good news is Arizona provides a fantastic, centralized digital tool to figure this all out. To confirm your eligibility, you just follow these super simple steps. First, you're going to navigate to my.arizona.vote on your web browser. Second, just choose the Search by Voter pathway on the screen. Third, input your legal last name and your complete date of birth. And fourth, just enter your matching ID credentials. This could be your Arizona driver's license, a state ID card, or even just the last 4 digits of your social security number. It is really that quick. Now, a really crucial point here is making sure you're in the right digital lane, so to speak. The voter information portal at my.arizona.vote. That's your go-to for validating your existing status, checking your party, or finding your polling place. But if you realize you need to register for the very first time, or maybe you need to change your address because of a recent move, you actually need to head over to AZMVD Now at azmvdnow.gov. Knowing the difference between these two sites, that's going to save you a ton of frustration.
Okay, on to section 3, common issues and scenarios.
So under Arizona Revised Statute Section 1665, a registration can actually be completely, permanently canceled for a few very specific reasons. We already talked about sitting for 4 years on the inactive list, right? But a file is also canceled if there's a written request from the voter, an official notice of death, a court adjudication of mental incapacity, a felony conviction where civil rights haven't been restored, or if the county confirms you've moved out of state. If you do happen to fall into a canceled status, you literally have to start the registration process completely over from scratch. But hey, let's look at a much more common scenario. Say you move to a new apartment, but it's still within the exact same county. Life got crazy busy, and you just flat out forgot to update your address before that strict 29-day deadline. Are you completely disqualified from voting? No, absolutely not. But you are going to have to take a slightly different path.
Fortunately, there's a real safety net built right into Arizona law. According to ARS 16583, if you show up on election day and you find out you're on the inactive list, but you can affirm to an election official that you still actually reside at the address on that list, you are permitted to vote a regular ballot right then and there. Now, if you did move to a new residence within the county, the official is simply going to direct you to the correct polling place for your new address. There, you'll vote what's called a provisional ballot, just to ensure your voice is still counted.
Let's move to Section 4, maintaining your voter record.
Honestly, maintaining long-term accuracy is really all about building one simple habit. Whenever you move, even if it's literally just down the street, or if you ever decide to change your political party, just do this. Log in to a zmvnow.gov, submit your new address or party change, and you're done. The system handles the whole shebang. Your voter file automatically updates, and if you had fallen into inactive status, this simple little action instantly reactivates you to active status. And our final section, Section 5, where to get official help. Look, if you don't have internet access, or maybe you don't have a standard Arizona ID, don't worry. You have plenty of offline alternatives. You can always go straight to the source, your county recorder. You can actually verify your status right over the phone. For example, Pinal County residents can just call 520-509-35555 for manual verbal verification. You can also visit your local recorder's office in person if you need to resolve any complex discrepancies. Or you can use secure county emails to submit necessary residency documents directly to the election staff. The point is, help is always available. Now, I do need to pause for a very quick but absolutely mandatory disclaimer here. Election procedures, statutory deadlines, and administrative rules, they can and do change. So while this explainer covers the systemic protocols currently in place, your ultimate, most reliable resource is always going to be your local county recorder or the Arizona Secretary of State's official website. Always verify with them to get the absolute most current information. Your vote really is your voice, but this entire system relies on your accuracy to function smoothly. So what does this all mean for you? Well, are you ready to take just 5 minutes today to check your voter registration status and ensure you are actually heard in this upcoming election? Seriously, don't let a simple address oversight silence you. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and hey, go check that status right now.